So this is a bit of a follow-on to the Ryan Jarman interview that I did recently, because within that we talked about Julian Casablancas' first solo album, Phrases for the Young. Put it up there. Because as one of his favourite songs of the 2000s, Ryan picked Julian Casablancas with Glass from that album. And I made a few claims that I can now substantiate. Basically, I said it was an understanding by the fans that Julian kind of regretted making that album. I couldn't remember where exactly I'd heard that. Then weirdly, I watched a video that I've been meaning to watch for a while on my recommended page of a so-called rare interview Julian did in Brazil about 15 years ago. And I realised this is the interview where he said all this stuff. It starts when they're talking about this song. I don't know if you remember this song from an advert that Julian did called I Like the Night. He was commissioned to write for some kind of fragrance. And it's a pretty good song, actually. Apparently, they wanted something like Take It or Leave It. So, yeah, he knocked this up.
Is that related somehow to your solo project? Because it sounded more pop-oriented when it was released. Was that your intention?
A little bit, but I actually regret it.
Really?
Yeah, because I think when you make music, you kind of do it a little bit. I think it's roughly maybe half and half for yourself and for other people. It's obviously just for yourself, then why are you even, playing it in front of anyone? And obviously, if you just do it for other people, it's not so authentic. But basically, I feel like I tried to go a little more like what I thought people would like, and I realized I don't ever want to do that again. I just want to do things that I like, in terms of, I mean, I want people to like it too, but I just mean like weirder.
Oh, but you don't really regret the album.
So yeah, basically confirming what I said there, that he kind of regrets the album. You can tell the direction he wants to go there when he says he wants to make things a bit weirder. Is that what he said?
Like weirder.
Oh, but you don't...
Wants to get a bit weirder, which he certainly did. Certainly wasn't as poppy. But yeah, the interview is following up here to make sure he definitely regrets it. So let's see what he says.
Don't really regret the album. Because it's a great album.
I don't regret. Well, you know what? It was just, I feel like I learned a lot. I was a little too, I just felt like doing whatever I felt like doing instead of kind of analyzing things a little better. And I think when you work doing it just myself on a computer, it's a little close.
It's another thing.
Well, we're just working with different musicians, whether it's the Strokes or even other musicians, just when you sit in a room and you're playing, it's very different how you can make things evolve, and sound more raw and real, and just building it from like the drums and the bass, and it's just not as organic, and yeah, I don't know, things like that, Also, I didn't care about trying to make it sound like the Strokes. If anything, I tried to make it sound different.
Yeah, I think you were successful in that.
Yeah, but I think people just thought they didn't.
Yeah, but people would always be expecting for you to be the Strokes lead singer, and that's what he do. It's interesting when you show that I can do on many other things.
It'd been interesting to hear what he was going to say there. People assume something from the album that he's trying to, I don't know really, because he was different sounding to the Strokes. A lot more polished, as Ryan put it, I think. But yeah, it's interesting because in recent interviews he said that he thinks that people maybe think The Voids is quite, maybe a bit of a dictatorship, whereas it's maybe more collaborative than it is with the Strokes. But yeah, shame that he regrets it. I mean, I clipped up me and Ryan talking about the album, and some people's reaction was quite interesting. Like, people who like the Strokes weren't really into the album, which I found surprising. It's a great little album of 8 songs, and the songs have stood the test of time, in my opinion. It's interesting that Julian said it was basically him and a computer, I think he was saying, rather than it being a room full of musicians. So I'm glad we got the album, because it's interesting to hear. It's interesting to hear a product of that format kind of thing, of him just doing what he wants in front of a computer. There's also some great extra bits from that album. It's in the days where you get like a DVD extra with an album. Julian like playing the songs acoustic and stuff, which he just wouldn't do now, I don't think. Well, he hasn't done since anyway. So they're definitely interesting to watch. I think he plays Glass on a keyboard by himself, like a massive keyboard. But yeah, let's see what else he says. I think he goes on to talk about Glass here, so let's see what he says.
The Glass song, it was written after an incident with your girlfriend. Is that correct? Can you tell us the story?
Yeah, it was, it's actually, I write I actually got the idea from a friend who who would make gifts for his girlfriend. And I thought that was cool, and I just thought, I don't know how to kind of make anything. Well, the thing I make is music, so I feel like for her birthday, I would I'd make her a song every year. So Glass was it was pretty much a song for her, but she told me to use it.
You got to use that shit. Yeah, again, that confirms what I was saying to Ryan, basically. I think I said that I thought it was every Christmas, but every birthday, you know. And Ryan really related to that with, I think, the first exclamation pony songs were meant for his girlfriend and no one else, really. And then they've kind of made their way out. Very interesting what these, what inspires these artists, and like, you know, the idea that they'd write a song that wasn't intended for a public audience. Because you wouldn't think that, would you, as a fan, really? You wouldn't think there'd be many. You wouldn't really think they'd be writing songs that weren't, or putting effort into songs that weren't intended for public consumption. But I guess when love's on the table, you know, it's quite interesting that he'd write them as a gift, almost like that was his, because that was his trade in writing songs. It must be a weird lifestyle, that. Just like, yeah, make songs for a living. Does that no, just like, must be a weird headspace to be in. I don't know what I mean by that, but.
Okay, let's talk about the Strokes.
It's a rough subject for you.
No, is it for you?
No.
You are going to start working or recording a new album on the New Year's Eve, after the New Year's Eve.
You can make an album sooner than later, and hopefully in the new year, we'll meet up and start writing and recording.
That's not, yeah. Well, technically we haven't started yet.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where are you going to?
This jacket was very 2011 Julian, wasn't it? He wore it on most of the Angles tour, I think. I say tour, festival slots, because they didn't really do tours at that point. Still don't, so.
Well, yeah, but I probably need a little more time than that. But yeah, after the new year sometime.
Would you like to don't start to work on Strokes' new album right now and maybe focus on your solo project, or you ready to start a new Strokes album?
No, I don't know exactly. I mean, I'm assuming probably just Strokes record. You know, I like doing both, but I don't think no plans are in stone.
Okay.
You know? Like I said, we just finished the show yesterday, so I think I'm gonna, in the next few months, try to figure all that out.
And yesterday, was it a good experience? Because yesterday you guys seemed really having a good time on stage. Am I correct?
Well, it was the last show of the tour.
Yeah. So you were happy.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, it looks like one of those. South American audiences take it to a different level, don't they? Make Hyde Park look like child game stuff. What do I mean by that? Child game? No idea. Makes it look a bit rubbish, I guess. Child's play, anyway. Oh, the era when he's wearing the cap. When he, people hate me interrupting these songs, don't they? Never mind. Remember him wearing it on Letterman. Remember wearing it on American TV when they played games. Some useless info there.
I was happy because we played Sao Paulo.
2004.
Yeah, 7 years ago about, and I lost my voice. I had a cold, and it was so embarrassing. I remember just because, like, you know, I couldn't. Just my voice would crack, and I couldn't. And I just thought, man, Brazilian people must think I can't. I can't
You
sing.
can't really sing outside.
You say you wanna stay by my side, darling, your head's not right.
So I was glad that it felt like a good show to redeem myself. So for that, I was happy.
Darling, your head's not right. I see a long way stand, together we fall apart. Yeah, you think I'll
you guys on this tour, you had some special guests on the stage sometimes, like Jarvis Cocker, Elvis Costello. With Jarvis Cocker at the Reading Festival, you played a Cars song.
I'm wasting all my time. I gotta lose my mind. Yeah.
Very ace, that cover. Didn't play it at Leeds though. Bit annoying. I went to Leeds that year and they didn't bother, so real shame.
Who chose the song? That's my question. Who chose the Cars song?
I think we had suggested a couple of songs and he chose that one.
Okay. It sounds a lot like the Strokes, actually. Have you ever thought about it?
I really wanted to do the Human League?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Human League? Like Don't You Want Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That would be
I wanted to
awesome.
be the girl.
That'd have been outrageous to see. Oh, that needs to happen at some point. That'd be nice though.
How was it to have Elvis Costello playing with you?
Because especially the song he did was...
I had no idea about this, but yeah, see what it said.
It was funny because I live near him in New York, and I never met him before in my life. And then someone told me that he was possibly going to play with us. And literally for that week, I met him 3 times in the same...
Like on the street?
In the same, no, the restaurant.
Okay.
Some random restaurant that we each go to, but I've never seen him before or since that one week. I saw him 3 times. And no, but with the song we did, it's a song that was like a fake kind of Elvis. It was always, to me, like Elvis Costello type of melody. You got taken on you kind of...
That's it. It's never seen that before. I think a bit of a different take on the lyrics there between Julian and Elvis Costello. But so weird. I've never particularly got into Elvis Costello, but it's interesting that the Strokes would buzz off someone like that. Don't know.
You were at the 20 concert, very special happening and stuff. And I read somewhere that you would like to produce a Pearl Jam album. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why? Why them?
Because it's like a band of my youth. I mean, you said I grew up in the 90s, but I would say, technically, yes, I was, 2 to 12 in the 80s, but I feel more like the 90s kind of, in terms of the things that I like.
Yeah, maybe the 90s was your critical formation as a music fan, yeah.
And Pearl Jam was like one of my favorite bands when I was a kid.
Helping is a tremendous young man. He'll be as old as me someday, but not for a while. Mr. Julian.
What up? I'm just background vocals, just
Background vocal.
enhancement, delicate. I'm a fan. Or I could be, cocky frontman. Yeah, come on!
I started singing because of Eddie. I mean, I sang along. I recorded myself on like the double tape thing, singing, along with 10. And I listened back and I thought, wow, I'm a terrible singer.
No, yeah, but because it's really tough to compare yourself to his singing.
Yeah, I had never sang before either, so it was an honor to sing with him, but at the same time, he sings so well, it's like, no.
I don't want to do it again.
I want to be near you.
I understand.
Good line. I've said I was a Pearl Jam fan, so one for the Pearl Jam fans. This one, I guess.
I have 2 video mysteries to ask you about. First one, undertaking for a full video, you actually grab Fabrizio's on the neck like this, and you hold Nikolai. Does it mean anything, or just happened?
No, I mean, we just did
What happened?
100 takes. We did so many stupid things.
Just one of the takes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I held his eyes sometimes. Sometimes we jumped over each other. I don't know.
It doesn't mean anything, because people like to think that what they're seeing on the videos on the stage always have secret meanings of some kind. And other thing,
then maybe
maybe.
Yeah, people love that, don't they? Similar with like the Beatles. I absolutely love a hidden meaning. Maybe it meant that Fab was. You could say that Fab was maybe what happened with Paul McCartney, where he passed away in real life, and it's just a replacement fab. So get that one on Reddit.
The Undercover of Darkness video, it starts with the last scene of You Only Live Once. Why? And after that, you turn as a ghost. Who decided that?
You only live once.
Yeah, when you're drowning in the black liquid.
Oh yeah, because maybe that's. I mean, I wasn't really the video. I'm a little less kind of involved in all the stuff. But I think I'm assuming that's why we were ghosts.
Okay. How is it for you to have such an iconic work on your back like this? Yeah. The years transformed Is This It in one of the most important albums.
You know, even though obviously I didn't realize it was going to be that successful. You don't know what to expect. I did kind of trust my instincts and, you know, the way I analyze things and work on it. I felt like, I think this sounds good. Whether it's popular or not, I trust that. And then that seemed to, you know, I think once that was successful, then I feel like you forget that because then you start listening to other people. You know? Like, when we did the second record, it was kind of like people were saying you gotta do it fast or else it's gonna disappear.
The second album thing.
So I feel like we did it too fast.
Okay.
And then the second record, it was like, you know, everyone said, oh, it sounds too much like the first one. Even though I felt like it was kind of part two of the first one.
Yeah, I don't think that's, in hindsight, I think that was quite a good move, firing them both out quite quickly. I don't know, but maybe not. I mean, a band like The Strokes doesn't really need to do that. But I enjoyed Room on Fire a lot. Part two of Is This It? I mean, who's going to complain at that? And it's got a lot of great songs on it. But I know, like, on that Meet Me in the Bathroom film, I think it was Albert who said, you know, why were we rushing? Didn't make a lot of sense to start rushing. I think they felt a lot of pressure as well at that point, so it might not have been very enjoyable making that record when it could have been a bit more easygoing. But anyway, we got a good album out of it, I think.
Well, back at the time, people were saying everybody was saying that you guys were saving rock and roll again. Do you agree with almost everybody? Did you save it something?
That's a pretty broad. No, I don't agree.
Okay.
But I think there's one thing that I think we helped is I feel like bring kind of maybe I feel like maybe we did an important step towards bringing more like indie type music into more of the spotlight.
About indie,
It's a fair point, isn't it? I think it's quite a pragmatic answer. Is that the right term? But yeah, I think saving rock and roll is more of like an NME headline type thing, innit? Get people's attention, get their attention. Whereas yeah, probably realistically, it did put indie bands, so to speak, in the limelight for the whole of that decade, and that's why I'm doing this podcast, I guess.
indie blog Stereo Gum just released a tribute album to Is This It. Have you heard it?
I think I've never seen this cover before, but I think I've heard a lot of the songs off this, I think.
I think so. Was it like 6 months ago?
Yeah, like 6 months ago with
Yeah,
a
it's really
Brazilian website just released this weekend while you guys were here, a Brazilian tribute with new rock and roll bands from Brazil.
I didn't hear that.
No? Someone told me you had listened to the album and loved it.
I heard the original tribute,
Okay.
and I thought it was really cool to hear the songs, but I haven't heard the Brazilian one.
And all together it went well when they
Is this indie? Okay. Might have to listen to this as well.
pretend we were best friends. Then she said, "Oh, you're a freak."
It's actually pretty cool. I think Julian might like that version of that song there. Sounds more up his street than maybe some of the Stereo Gun one, I don't know.
The Buddy Holly tribute you recorded Raven. Was that your choice?
I was one of the last
Oh, really?
people.
Because it's the songs that gives name to the tribute album.
I know. I don't know if it has anything to do with me, but it was funny because, yeah, someone told me. The thing is, I had heard Bob Dylan was supposed to do it too. I think he didn't do it, but it was like, you know, Lou Reed and Paul McCartney and
Yeah.
all these crazy names.
Okay.
And I thought, okay.
Let's do it.
You know? And I asked, like, what are the songs? And so basically all the songs kind of were done. So I didn't really, I'd heard the song, but I didn't really know it that well. So I just, actually, we copied the whole song. We tried to make it sound like a Misfits demo of like.
The Buddy Holly cover that the Strokes did, or Julian did. I'll have to listen to that as well.
This is kind of
Okay.
off cool, this like 77 demo. So we try to just, because Buddy Holly was kind of cool and like, you know, edgy in his day. But now it sounds kind of like traditional and not old-fashioned. You know what I mean? With all due respect.
Paul McCartney, who is, of course, on the tribute, he owns Buddy Holly songs,
Oh, yeah.
Buddy Holly's catalog.
Didn't know that. Good fact. Doesn't earn his own catalogue, though, does he? That was Michael Jackson. Not sure what's happened to them. Probably in the old Jackson estate.
If you could choose any artist from any time that you like to own the catalog just for you, who would it be?
I'm going to gamble and say none. Because it's a bit weird owning other people's songs, but might be wrong.
For like sentimental or financial reasons.
Whatever, sentimental.
Okay. Maybe Bob Marley.
He's done me there. Wants to take the catalogue off the Marley family. Fair enough. Didn't see that coming.
Marley?
Or maybe that's weird because maybe.
No, that's a
white
cool
guy
answer.
shouldn't know Bob
No, that's cool.
Maybe John Lennon.
Okay, that's pretentious, but that's cool too.
Pretentious. What the hell?
Oh, I didn't say the Beatles.
It's a view.
Don't know if there's a bit of a language barrier there. Pretentious is a weird choice of word. Okay, so hopefully not too many copyrights there. They inconveniently used a bed of songs all the way through there, which will no doubt be copyrighted at some point. But yeah, ended up watching more of that interview than I expected. It was some pretty interesting stuff. Some stuff I've not heard before. But yeah, what do you make of Julian's responses there? Do you think he's right to regret Phrazes for the young? And what song would you want to hear them covering? That Human League cover would have been sensational, but I guess the Cars is pretty ace as well. But yeah, have your say in the comments.